Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm in the office, but it's not a typical Saturday morning hustle. Let me tell you why. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm stressed. A lot of stuff on my plate, a lot of things on budget, on a timeline that is getting to me. That's why I'm in the office today to get caught up, but I am not at 100% of the normal, happy, excited Saturday morning hustle conversation you expect. The coffee will kick in just a minute. That's going to help. But why am I telling you that I'm exhausted? Why am I telling you that I'm tired on this Saturday morning hustle? Because I'm going to share everything with you on this podcast, highs and lows. Typically talking about how to be successful, how to be on that hustle, how to be on that grind, how to work, how to outwork the competition, earn it even on the weekend, all of those great hashtags, the coffee and donuts, everything. But everyone also gets exhausted. Everyone gets tired. Everyone gets frustrated. Everyone deals with stress. Now, everyone does it differently, but it happens to everyone. So it happens to me as well. So your Saturday morning hustle guy is struggling today, but I'm keeping it real, talking to you to express to you how you can power through when you need to, how you can utilize breaks, change your patterns, things of that nature, but still progress, still move forward, continue to grow in your progress, in your pursuits of success. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a breath. And it's okay to recharge your batteries. I'm going to give you some very practical advice today about how to do that, but without killing all the momentum that you've built, without taking a step back, and without guilt. Because we're not talking about being lazy. We're not talking about losing your hustle or having a lack of drive, a lack of effort, a lack of a work ethic. None of that. We're talking about how to be effective, how to be efficient, how to work at your best. Not just being busy, but being effective. So right off the bat, motivation is the key, right? Motivation, focus. You have to stay on path. But there are 7 days in a week. There are 4 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year, so many quarters in the year. All of these things can be broken down. And as much as you want forward progress, as much as you want to continually growing, missing a day, missing an hour, missing certain opportunities is not the end of the world if you understand at some point you probably have to make up that effort that is missed. But again, it's about being effective, not simply being busy. So first of all, it is okay to admit that you are tired. It is okay to admit that you want to take a break. There is no weakness in this. And anyone who tells you that it is, that it's weak, that it's soft, that it's not a true hustler, well, they're full of shit. I'm telling you right now, the guy who's been in the Saturday morning hustle for every weekend for the last 5 years, and it gets cumbersome. Everything does. Being successful is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. There's no such thing as an overnight sensation. It takes effort. It takes consistency. It takes work, and it takes time and patience. So if you put that all together, it's not easy. It takes time. It takes patience. It's not going to come simple. And of course, it's not going to come as you expect it to. There's going to be adjustments. There's going to be changes. And we're going to hear more no's than yeses. All the things I've telling you on this podcast on a regular basis, this is all true. So that does add up to you have to hit a wall at some point. You have to find times when you are exhausted, when you are not motivated. And there are Saturdays you should sleep in. If that's what your body and your brain and your mental state and your drive is telling you, listen to it. No sense in showing up at work and not being effective because you're stressed, because you are tired, because you are not motivated and not focused. So, number one, admit when you need to take a break and then take that break. Taking the break is effective. It's productive because it recharges your battery. A 100% charged battery is going to outperform a 10% charged battery. That's simple physics. If you're at peak performance, you're going to perform better. you're going to accomplish more than not at slightly off peak, not at 70%, not at 50%, but I'm talking about having your batteries drained. That last 10%, the last 20% is all that's left. That is ineffective. You're better off taking that break and resetting yourself and coming back stronger at the next opportunity. Recharge that battery. Break routines, but not habits. Let me explain. Coming into the office every Saturday is a routine of mine. It's something I do on a routine basis. It's part of how I plan out the week. There are things I set aside for Saturday. It is my routine. That routine can change because you're tired, because of bad weather, because of something else in your life. Maybe you have to travel on a Saturday, or maybe there's something you're really excited about, like a wedding or a football game that just interferes with work that day. Now, it can't interfere with work every day, and it can't be small things like staying home just to play PlayStation, or the new Fortnite is out, or the new Batman movie is here. That's not a good enough excuse to give up on your hustle and grind when you're trying to build something great, when you're trying to be successful, when you're trying to be more, when you're trying to grow yourself in your career. The small things can't distract you. The big things can if you embrace them as an ability to recharge, change, or edit or interrupt your routine, but don't lose your habit. So routine is the activities and the order that you do it in. The habits are things that are ingrained in you, the things that you know you need to accomplish to get to the next level, the things that you do on a regular basis, the actions and the processes that are internal to you, the processes you've written down, and the processes that then lead to the action of your habits are how do you motivate yourself, how you figure out the best way, because you may not come in on Saturday. It may be Sunday. Maybe Saturday afternoon. It may be staying late on Monday night. It may be going in early on Wednesday. Maybe going in early every day. It may be going to the gym first thing in the morning. That's not for me. I don't like to work out first thing in the morning. But some people do because there is extra time that they can accomplish there. I tried that for a while. I couldn't get it. My brain, my body just doesn't work that way. What I'm telling you is your habits are what make you get out of bed and go. Your routines are the way you accomplish the thing you're trying to do when your habit drives you to do it. So you can break a routine on a temporary basis because it is temporary, but you have to stick with your habits for consistent growth, for consistent push, for consistent momentum and moving in the right direction. But you can interrupt your patterns in order to recharge yourself, to get yourself out of a rut, to get back on path or back on the proper pattern. Sometimes patterns and routines take you down the wrong path, aren't productive, aren't effective, lead you in ways that you really don't want to get into, and misuse or waste your habits of putting in effort, of working hard, of putting in the hustle and grind. So don't let patterns and routines slow down or misdirect your habits and activities, your efforts. So interrupt your patterns. Don't do something that doesn't feel right. Skip that leg day at the gym. Skip that Saturday morning hustle. Skip the extra 2 hours at work that you had planned if you just aren't going to be effective and efficient at it. Understanding you can, should, and will, because you have good habits, make it up later. Not, forget it, I didn't need to do it anyways. That is giving yourself an excuse. No one's going to accept an excuse. If you're going to try to be great, if you're going to try to be successful, you're going to try to build something that is bigger than you, you can't have excuses, but you can interrupt patterns. You can interrupt habits. As long as you can interrupt activities, you can interrupt routines. As long as you keep your habits, you keep your momentum, and you keep your drive. Pattern interrupt is good for you. Skip the routine. Don't skip the work. The work is the habit. The work is the process. The work is the motivation. So skip routines, but don't skip the work. You'll make it up later if you have the right attitude, and you can adjust that attitude by breaking the pattern. That's what we're at. That's what we're talking about. Even gym rats have a rest day. Those those folks in the gym building the muscles, Schwarzenegger and those types, they have days they have to give those muscles breaks. They have to give them rest days in order for them to achieve the growth they're trying to accomplish. You have to do the same thing with your pursuits. You have to have rest days and you have to have cheat days. You've heard of cheat meals. People like The Rock talk about his cheat meal. And if you've ever seen the stacks of pancakes and the thousands of calories that he intakes on a cheat day, because he works out hard enough to work it back off on his other days. He has rest days as well. You have days where you only work your legs, only work your back, only work your arms, because it gives the other part of your body times to rest. It's the same way with your mental. It's the same way with your ability to get up early, get into the office, stay late, hustle, grind, and achieve those goals. You have to have rest days. You have to allow yourself cheat days. That's what I talked about earlier. Big things like going to someone's wedding, going to a football game, not every football game, a football game, going to something that is special, traveling, doing something with family, something that is bigger than what you're building is worth taking the time off for. Not something small, like laying in bed for no apparent reason, having a hangover because you drank too much last night, playing video games, trying to talk to that girl you've been trying to talk to. Those are small things. Those are things that can wait. Those are things that can be done after the hustle. But if you're not feeling the hustle, if you're not motivated, if you're not focused, if you are mentally fatigued, physically tired, if you're overwhelmed, if you are stressed, if your mind is somewhere else because you are missing something that is special to you that you wish you were involved in, something big enough to distract you from the effort, what's the point of being in the office? What's the point of the hustle and grind? That is simply being busy, not productive. The whole point of the Saturday morning hustle is to be productive, to come in on Saturday, no phone calls, no emails, no people visiting up and down the hallway, no other expectations other than get the work done. Come in early, drink some coffee, eat a donut, work, hustle, grind, make it happen. Work smart, then work hard. That's the point of something like the Saturday morning hustle, however it is in your life. Coming in early, staying late, working on Saturday, working on Sunday, working on bonus time is intended to be productive, to produce better results. Otherwise, you would stick to the confines of the 9 to 5, the regular process, in order to get things done. We're doing that, but we're doing more. We're doing extra, and it has to be productive. It can't simply be busy for the sake of being busy. Hustle for the sake of hustle is not productive. Focus on productivity. If you are not going to be productive, if your mind can't do it, if your body is ailing, if there is something holding you back, admit that you're exhausted, like I did to begin this podcast. There's nothing weak about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Take that time, relax, reflect. Your habits are going to keep your mind focused on how you make up the time missed, recharge that battery, get your efforts back up, keep your habits, break the routine, break the pattern, reflect, make sure that you're on the right path, that you're doing the right things in the right way, that you are being productive. Once you've done that, you've taken that deep breath, you've taken the pause. It could be an hour, it could be a day, it could be a weekend, it could be 2 weeks, you could take a vacation, whatever it is. When you come back from it, you have the opportunity to double down on the effort because you have recharged your battery, because you've refocused yourself, you've revitalized yourself, and you've recommitted to why it is you want to put so much effort in, what it is you're trying to build, what it is you're trying to achieve, the focus, the patience, the growth. You'll understand it better if you occasionally interrupt your pattern, break your routine, take a deep breath, recharge. Thank you so much for listening to the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast each and every Saturday. Even if you're not motivated yet to get up out of bed and get something done today, you will eventually. That's why you listen to this podcast. Check it out every weekend. Anchor app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Podchaser, YouTube, anywhere you find great podcast. There's a whole list of them. Check it out on social media for the links to any platform that you prefer your podcast in. Stream, subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment, share with a friend. let someone else know about the Saturday Morning Hustle. I would appreciate that very much. Absolutely leave me a review too on all of the platforms where you listen to podcasts, wherever you found this podcast, however you're listening to it today. Please hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the heart, hit the stars, but also leave a review, leave comments. Tell us what you think. Tell me what you think about the show. Tell me what you would like to hear more of, what you do in order to manage your stress, what you do when you get tired, when you get overwhelmed, when you need to break your patterns. Let me know, make a comment, leave a review. Appreciate it very, very much. Get yourself your Saturday Morning Hustle, Entrepreneur AF, and Coffee and Donuts swag. I would appreciate that as well. It's in the swag store at SaturdayMorningHustle.com. Make sure you follow on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course the new Facebook page, the fan page for Saturday Morning Hustle. Never miss an episode. New episode of the bonus series, Professional Balance, is out now. We released it the last Monday of last month, which was earlier this week. Check that bonus episode out as well. Appreciate it very much. And of course, if you missed any of that, need to see past episodes, you find a place to stream or listen to the podcast. It is all at SaturdayMorningHustle.com. Swag is there as well. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Even if you weren't feeling it today, I'm struggling a little bit too, but I guarantee you I'll be back next week. My batteries recharged and ready to hustle, grind, earn it, even on the weekend. Work smart, work hard. See you next week.
Saturday Morning Hustle. Saturday